Good morning, Lynn. Good morning, Loretta. How are you guys feeling today? Deborah said a little achy. It comes with the age. And you know what? When I feel it, I just go, Deborah, I say to it, I can feel you. I know you are there. I'm doing what I can to take care of you. I have a conversation with aches no matter where they come from. So here we are, wonderful, amazing people. The power of everyday rituals. These everyday rituals shape and enhance our lives, from a habit to a ritual. Harness the surprising power of everyday actions. It is not religious or holiday rituals. So the rituals we have that we do and we know it works, we should harness it more often. We should use it more often. If your nighttime practices should be a ritual that is honored and respected. So why do I say your nighttime practice before I say your morning routines? A ritual is something that you revered, that you love, you honor, and you know it's important. When you have done it, you feel amazing, beautiful, you feel successful, you feel achieved, like you've achieved something wonderful. Hi, Nadi. Good morning. Here you are. Earlier today than usual. I have a meeting at 10, so I have to see you earlier today than usual. Forgot to send a message. Sorry about that. And so, guys, excuse me. I just have to remind Nadia for our coaching today. So, the religious holidays and things, morning, Lisa, that we honor, that is important. But if we have our everyday rituals or the things we do every day, we should put them in a lovely place. How are you guys feeling this morning, everybody? Let us know how you're feeling. Deborah said a little achy, but she's here. And that's what you have to remember. Never let something else prevent you from doing what it is you desire to do. Words of wisdom from my mom. Harness the surprising power of everyday actions. From a habit to a ritual. These everyday rituals shape and enhance our lives, and they're powerful. You should practice. You should practice them every day. Good morning, Kathleen. How are you feeling today? Your nighttime practices should be a ritual that is honored and respected. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. How are you guys feeling today? So we have nighttime practices, what you do before you go to bed. And sometimes nighttime practices can start at 6 o'clock in the evening, yet you don't go to bed until 11. But you know, if you're lying in bed at 11 and that nighttime thing wasn't done and you remember, it's best you get up and go do it than stay there and say and give yourself that pain. I did not do it, or I should have done it, I forgot, and all of that. That's how we should. So can you imagine getting to bed and you have this, I should have done it, I forgot to do it. You might as well just get up, go do it, and come back feeling done. So a nighttime practice, when you have children, you cannot always follow your nighttime practices because theirs come first. But you have to put them in that nighttime practice. I remember I had bedtime at a certain time for my children. And even in the summer, I made sure that was the time they went to bed. I remember Jillian, we were late, and she came to me, Mommy, I am so rousy. And I go, yeah, I understand you're rousy. She was drowsy, but that is the word she used. And I go, okay, because it was the custom. She felt better. She went to sleep at 8 o'clock. It was important at a certain age. But when you have nighttime practices that you honor, it enhances and it makes the morning routines that you love to do even more effective. And that's something we must remember, because those nighttime practices, you might say, is going to bed. What do you do? For me, hi, good morning, Marina. How are you feeling today? My nighttime practice is important because I take the time to be grateful for 5 things that happened during the day. 5 things that I know for sure. I write them down. I sit and I get ready to write them down. Then I go through my the ritual of, if I want to be thankful for something, I pray. I might read something that is uplifting. I might remember a prayer from childhood, my angel prayer, angel of God, the guardian prayer. I will maybe turn around, and I love the 91st Psalm. I will say it. I was taught to say it in the evening. I love the 23rd. And I will do those. And then I will look at my angel and say, thank you, Joyce, for being with me today. Good morning, Yuko. How are you feeling today? Thank you for stepping up with me today. Thank you for reminding me where I left something. That is, St. Anthony and I have an ongoing thing. You will notice that is your best friend, St. Anthony. He finds things when you cannot find them. And if you depend and you make sure you look for, and I say, I need help. I am walking around, I can't find where I did this. I had the lawn company gave me 3 bags of, seeds. I didn't need to use it. But lo and behold, the city showed up this end of this winter and decided to dig up all the lawn. Not today, 9. So they pull out, they messed up the lawn. And they seeded it, but I am sure it's helter-skelter, and I am really particular about that. So I knew I put it away where they wouldn't get destroyed. I didn't put them in the garage in case creatures get into them. And I'm looking, and I'm wondering. I say, St. Anthony, I need to find this. And the moment I took it out of my mouth, I saw an Amazon box. I pulled it out, and there they were. So as I said, I keep saying that to everyone, we are not supposed to have so many challenges in our life. We are supposed to realize the help. We do not see that type of help, and sometimes we ignore it, but we can feel it. And it's the feeling that gives you answers. So you have something wrong, you go to the doctor. That's help. That's what they're there for, the dentist, all of these people. But what about those that you cannot touch or you cannot see, but you can feel? So we need to honor that. And sometimes your nighttime practice should be where you're saying, thank you for all the help and assistance I got today. And it might be a simple thing, but remember, at the nighttime practice sets the table for a feast in the morning. It does. When you have the guests come in, you set the table before they arrive and you put out the best. Well, that is what a nighttime practice is. You're getting ready. You make sure your temperature in your room is clear. Maybe you can have an atomizer and a scent that you love. It's winter, but you can crack the window just a little bit. You're not going to catch a cold because your window is open a little bit. You might be cold. Get under the comforter. But you'll feel comfortable. You'll sleep better. Make the bed, make it in the morning. But if you didn't, straighten it out. Don't jump into the same rowdy bed and change the sheets, the pillowcases. Change your nightwear. It doesn't matter that you have an extra load of laundry. You won't get poor. So this nice cooling preparation to go set the light low in your bedroom early. These are rituals. So when you get into that bed and you have those rituals in place and you make sure you do the things, you might like to perfume your bed. It depends what comes. The thing is, it might be silly. And you're sitting there and somebody says, spray some perfume in the air. Just do it. Don't ask why. Because you don't know why. And that might be just what you need. There might be an oil or a fragrance or something they made to put that perfume together that might be soothing for you and help you or your significant other to have a solid night's sleep. So if you are the person that is tossing and turning through the night, make sure you honor your nighttime routines. Give them your nighttime practices. Give them a good place. Favor them. Honor them. We go through life with all of these things and we do not pay attention to how they affect us. Do not rush or go without doing them. So that is the thing, as I said, if you forgot to do something, get up and go do it, because taking it to bed with a forget ends up being a regret, and a regret prevents you from sleeping soundly. Morning routines also should be an honored process. you have them. It's a ritual. You know you can do them. Do not matter what and with what purpose you're going to do it. Make sure you do it. Be dedicated to it. If we honor these two things, we'll notice that our life is a lot better. It gives you a sense of accomplishment. I heard a general in the army speaking once, and he said, if you make your bed in the morning, and you make your bed, you tidy your bed, you get it ready, it's a sense of accomplishment. It makes you feel like you have done one good thing a day. And of course, many of us cannot understand that, because somebody said to me, I don't understand why that would feel like a sense of accomplishment. It is important to do it right. I was watching a football game years and years ago, and it was a college coach. And he said, when they come to college ready to play football, they know everything. He said, you know what I teach them to do? How to put their socks on properly. How to make sure their socks is on their toes and it's there and the heel is in the heel. Then I teach them again how to tie their shoes. Double tie the shoe, he says. Double tie. Because then they don't have to stop because the socks is uncomfortable or the shoe is untied. We all know that. So I have always double tied my shoe because that's just how I am. I cannot do the same thing twice over and over like that. So take the time to do it. Make it a ritual. Feel good, he said. You make your bed, straighten your bed, feel great. Put your socks on. That little line, it has to line up properly in the right spot. Pull the heel in gradually. Put it in the right place. Do not bring the socks up to your to your calves if you have calves like mine that are shapely, and it might be too tight. Bring it down. And we have to do those kind of things. Good morning, Jilly. We have to make sure, and he said, put that line of that socks in the right place. Put the heel in the right place. He teaches that to football players, athletes. But he said it's to avoid that their socks is bulged up in their feet and they're uncomfortable and they can't play properly. The team suffers because of this person. So the first thing they learn, and he makes sure they do it over and over again. Tie your shoelaces, double tied. And so when I heard those type of things, I said, it's true. If you make it a ritual, it is a successful situation for you in your life. And that is what is important, making sure our nighttime practices and our morning routines are well done. It gives you a sense of satisfaction. We all know the trouble with regret when he shows up and he brings his whole gang. And they don't work. Regret doesn't move. They lie on the couch, they take your remote in their hand, they eat all your food because they're making you thin. When you shouldn't be thin and dry. They suck the living daylight out of you. That's what regret does. I wish I had. A constant wish I did. I wish should done. You know those things. And that's what regret does to us. And we have to avoid it. To avoid it, we have to honor the rituals, your nighttime practices. Make your bed, have the window clean. Make sure your pillows, change things, keep it tidy, feel comfortable, do your prayers, do your meditation. Because those rituals enhances your life. And you know, these rituals are tested. We know them. We have family rituals, and sometimes we have to change them as the family change. But if we keep the rituals for having the family to dinner every Sunday, and the family now wants to go to the in-laws or this one to that one, accept that. This is a ritual, but everybody has rituals. So it's no point you get annoyed that they're going to the in-law and not coming to you or the other way around. Just let it be. And because now that ritual has changed for a family, but you can create a new one for you. Maybe you really enjoy going on a vacation on the long weekend. That is the weekend that everybody has a lot to do. Instead of sitting around and sulking. Again, it makes you unhappy. So like this is the same thing like preparing to fix your socks so the line lines up to your toe and the heel is in your toe and you tie your shoes so that it double tie, it won't come out. And sometimes you have to be careful. because those rituals are important. And if the more you do them right, is the better you get at it. And I practice 6 things every morning. 6 things. And the first one is I get up really early. I get up at 4:15 because I like facing the morning. Even if it's cold and you can't go out, and you just open the window a little bit, inhale that air. It's different. Why is it different? All the fumes from all the things that are working are not in the air. You can feel the stillness around you. So I get up early because I enjoy the morning. I get up, I do my prayer and meditation. And then I will do the rosary because that's part of it. I also will do some visualization, what it is I desire to accomplish today and how I need it to see it come out. And maybe it's a visualization of where I want to go, what I want to do, the plans I have for my future. So this is number 2. Number 3, I read. I read every day. No, it's not always. I forgot to tell you, each of these rituals takes 10 minutes. Each of these rituals, they take 10 minutes. So 66 of them, and it's 60 minutes. And I'll tell you what happens. It gives you the edge. So prayer and meditation for 10, visualizing your life for 10, reading from a good book for 10, whatever book you want to read from, 10 minutes. The point is 10 minutes. Writing your goals, what it is you desire in your life. You can take 10 minutes. At a certain time, it is so well formed in your mind that the goal starts speaking to you. It's telling you this is what you should do. You take the pen to the page in my goal setting journal. Hi, good morning, Kimberly. How are you feeling today? And the goal will say, this is what you should do. This is the goal, your goal that you set. If you listen to it and you work on it for 10 minutes, there comes a time when you will notice your writing has changed and the goal is dictating the steps you need to take every day. Then gratitude. So the other 10 minutes I use for gratitude. What am I grateful for that happened yesterday? We always have something that happened that we find gratitude in that takes 2 minutes. I put my watch for 2 minutes and I begin. I am happy and grateful that I was able, I'm writing a story, so far it's at 13,000 words. I went over it yesterday. It's not done, it's far from done. But I was so happy and grateful. I did all the corrections and did whatever, and I did it for 1 hour. Normally I write only for 30 minutes. So that was something to be celebrated. So when I go back writing later today, I can just continue with the story. So that's number 6. And then, so 2 minutes of being grateful. And then 3 things to be grateful for, just in a sentence. So the 2 minutes will be a paragraph. All that happens within 10 minutes. 3 small things to be grateful for. What I know for sure, the more grateful you are, the more your life goes swift and amazing. When you write it down, I am grateful, I am thankful. No, that is not it. You're crazy. That's what you are. Oh, you want me to write it down? I say it all the time. No, you're crazy. Especially when you say it with attitude like that. Don't do that. It's to help you. It's to enhance you. Do it well. That is equal to telling me you're going to throw clothes on you. That is just the same thing. What are you thinking? Your couch, your cupboard, the laundry basket. That's where you throw clothes, not on yourself. So when I say be grateful for 2 minutes for something. It could be something that happened. Somebody called you. You had a good conversation. Bring it back. You relive it. It feels good. We are so good at reliving pain and torment from our past and challenges that I don't have time, Tessa-Marie, to do 2 minutes of reliving an amazing moment. Something that gives you joy and satisfaction. Then number 6, 60 minutes, right? You stretch for 10 minutes. You do 10 minutes of sit-ups or push-ups or round-up or whatever. I do 10 minutes. I only do 10 minutes. I do go for walks during the day, but I stretch my limbs, my shoulder, I do rolls, I do things for 10 minutes. That is my morning routine. to that point. And then you do, the shower, the this, the getting dressed to come here. But the most important things are those 6 things that I give 10 minutes to every morning. That is what sets your day. That is what will enhance your life, is the rituals. Now, if you miss them one day, that doesn't mean you won't get to where you have to go. But if you keep missing them, that means you will not get to what you desire. So it's a slight difference. The difference between doing your routines every day and not doing your routine every day is the same. It's a slight difference. One, you will accomplish where you want to go, and the other one, you won't get there. So it doesn't affect you if you miss once, but the important thing is to give yourself that 60 minutes. In the day, we have 1,440 minutes, and you are telling me I cannot find the time. Time is not lost. You are the one that's lost. We are lost. When I ask you to do something, when I coach you, I say, do this. No, I can't. I can't find the time. I said, well, why are you doing this? Why are you paying me to tell you to do this? You can't find the time. You are lost. Time has not left you. Time is not running away from you. You are running. You are lost and you cannot find time. Consistently doing the small things. I told you guys when I started my journey as a married woman, at the age of 22, there was no way my father was going to support me and my husband. There was no way. We had to sort it out. You're educated, go figure it out. The thing about it is, though, when I started saving money, it was $1.75 every 2 weeks. And a lot of you are saying that's not true. It is. It's bloody well true. And that is all. But it grew because it was a consistent automatic action being done by people that were qualified to do that. Hello, Amma, good morning. So your nighttime practices should become a ritual. When you do them, you should feel elevated. You should feel vibration, high energy. You should be satisfied. And you should feel the satisfaction. Because your nighttime practice is a precursor to your morning routine. Weak nighttime practice gives you a very troubling, exhausting morning routine. You might get up feeling like hell, and it's not nice. And you might get up with every limb and every blood and nerve and sinew is jiggling all over the place because they're in pain. Follow good, solid nighttime practices. Little things that you do. The morning routine, I just told you the 6 things I do in an hour. Out of 1,440 minutes in a day, you tell me you cannot find 60 minutes to enhance your life. You might as well just don't do anything. It's like when I said to Kathleen, if you cannot afford to go on a vacation and you have a job and you're working and you cannot afford to find your way to find a vacation, then you might as well just go on welfare. Then you know you're not going to get a vacation. Or maybe they still find a way, don't they? People still find a way. But it's not saving $1,000 a month that is going to keep you solvent. It is consistently putting whatever you can afford constantly and filling the cup with a little bit at a time. I started with $1.75 every 2 weeks. When we got a raise of $3.50, Loretta could tell you that. We both did the same working for the government of Ontario. Paycheck $263. But out of that, we found a way to do that. Kathleen said, I took the thought to the extreme, then one vacation wasn't enough. No, this girl goes on 4 vacations, and she's been doing that for maybe about 8 years or more. And she started with me as a young girl. Well, she was in my house since she was maybe 3, but she has been part of it. And the thing about it is that this week, Kathleen sent me a note, and she sent a note to me, and she said, I had my first sitting down in the salon, mani and pedi, where I didn't do it myself. I went and have it done. And I remember when all I had for me was $25 every payday. That's all the pocket money I have. And she's laughing. And she said, today I came back and she's showing me her fancy nails and she had done. But she is there to tell you is the constant $25. That's all she had. And I brought it to her attention. Your mortgage is paid. There's food in the fridge. All your bills are paid. There's gas in the car. Whatever you have to manage is done. And that $25 is yours to blow. Savings are done. Retirement is in place. And that's what I taught her. And she is an adult now. I think she's going to be, I don't know. Don't tell me, I can't remember. But the point is the small actions that gives you the big result. It's not always taking a leap that is going to take you over the river. Sometimes you need to paddle slow. It's a slight thing. Your morning, the power of your rituals. Keep your rituals going. Savings is a ritual. I have said it over and over. Money has to be harnessed. Do the things nobody you know is doing now so that you can live like nobody else later. If Kathleen hadn't started her journey and stayed on course to her thing, she teases her husband and says, he's worse than my brother. I coached both of them because they were just like my kids in my house. They live 3 doors away. And she said, Patrick will not do anything. He said, that mortgage has to be paid. That's what, and he's determined. And no, Matt she said, he's worse than Patrick ever was. But when you see the results, that should propel you to do it better, to stay consistent. I started at 25 with you, and now I am 41, had a huge hurdle at 33, and had to rebuild a whole new life. That's true. We went through that journey. I remember that day. I remember Monroe was 6 weeks old when you showed up here with a change. Thank you for saying that. Because it was, Kathleen, I had put so much of me into her that morning I woke up and she was the first person on my mind. And I said to myself as I'm walking to the washroom, why is Kathleen the first person on my mind today? And I let it go, did my morning routine, did my morning blessings. And then I opened my phone and there was a note from her telling me earlier in the morning, I'm coming to see you and I'm bringing the baby. And her life changed. And here she is today. Here she is today telling you when she started it. So if you believe that you have to jump and make big leaps, it's just to keep the rituals constantly pushing through, doing them, making sure when you do them, you can see and you plant on them. Loretta and I started this thing about saving money, sharing. We would buy a dozen corn because it was cheaper and have 6 each. We'd get a roast and tell the man, hey, can you cut it and rewrap it? And he would. We would go to the fabric store because we both sewed. Instead of buying 1.5 meters each, we would buy them 3 meters of the same fabric, cut it. And then we would have to phone each other, don't wear your dress today, I'm wearing mine today, or vice versa. What it is to buy a whole watermelon and cut it because there was only 2. Each of us, it was just us and our husband. So the thing is the little practices that enabled us to save that money, enabled us to buy a home very early. The small thing Kathleen started with that got her, Kathleen was way up there. But like she said, there was a hurdle. She didn't say it was a struggle. It was a challenge. Something happened and she had to pick up the pieces and rebuild again. But boy, did she rebuild. You know why she was able to rebuild? Because she had a solid foundation of rituals. Your nighttime practice, your gratitude, your thankfulness, your whole being enables you to do better in the morning with the routines. You take those routines and you enhance on them because you know you're feeling good. How are you going to? Part of my nighttime practice is saying, tomorrow morning, I'm getting up, fired up, and ready to go. Hey, like Deborah, when she came in, there was an ache. There is going to be an ache, but the ache is not part of my routine. The ache it's something that decided to show up. When I hear these commercials on TV for drugs. And people use that word MY in the advertisement. It sends shivers down my spine. And when you said, before I had my knee surgery, you didn't have it. The knee went bad and it had surgery. Just say before the surgery. No, it's not yours. Before I had the surgery, I could do that. But when you put my is another form of I. When I had my hysterectomy, when I had this, you're claiming it. When it happened, when it interfered in your life, you were going ahead with your life you were pushing forward, and this thing said, no, we need to have a chat. Okay, fine, you done your stuff, go. You got it cleared up, they did their thing. Oh, one man was the one that hurt me the most when he did it. It didn't hurt me, but shocked me. That's where I got the realization from. Was somebody that was Oprah's chef, and he had green or something. He had a heart attack. When I had my heart attack, no, you didn't. Your heart had an attack. It doesn't belong to your whole body. Watch your words. When I had the surgery, when I had the attack. Because when you take my seems to be a full word, and it can drag because you have a Y at the end. It's happened. Leave it alone. You don't have to relive it. Every time you relive it, you're making it a ritual. That's what a ritual is for. Every Sunday you go to church. It's a ritual. We show up at the church. We show up over there. They do this, they do that. What we consider ordinary can become a spiritual renewing ritual. What the things we consider just plain ordinary, like tying your shoes properly, like making sure your socks is comfortable, by constantly saving the money automatically small, instead of criticizing the bank, get them to work for you. They want your money. They want it. Oh, that is only $10. That wouldn't do anything. Oh, Tessa, I don't have the time. I cannot find the time. One of the people I was coaching this week told me, and I said, what do you mean you can't find it? You didn't lose it. You have to just make sure between those days you do what you're supposed to do. In those hours you do it. But Kimberly said consistency is key. You think? I am standing here not having known 4.5 years ago what the hell this thing was. I had no idea which button to do. Even Patrick would be calling me, you're doing this wrong. And fix that. But I didn't stop. I didn't let the challenge take over my life. I wanted more from this part of it. I didn't understand it. But if I was persistent, I would get it. It's like, which one of them? I don't even know which diploma. That one over there. When I opened the book on mutual funds, it was Greek to me. I read the book cover to cover 3 times. And then I started to highlight before it made sense to me. So that's what I'm saying. You cannot give up. So because we come to do the live, and who was there first? It was only Deborah. It was 8 o'clock. Deborah was the only one here. She can tell you, I started talking. As soon as it's 8 o'clock, I start talking. That is the time. That is the information I send to my ancestors. I send to my angels that I'm going to be here at 8, turn it on at 7:59 and start talking at 8. So I do, no matter who shows up. And as you show up, you will notice I will refresh a bit and tell you a little about what we're going to do. But I can't wait for all of you to come because it's not my time. That is your time when you show up. That's the arrangements you made with yourself and your ancestors and your God, the universe, and the angels. That's a choice. But my time is 7:59. I happen to agree to that, and I said I would start speaking at 8. And I never said when I would stop. So chances are I might never stop. So before this goes on all day, have a wonderful and amazing day. I took that thought to another extreme. Kathleen goes on a vacation every 3 months. That's how she, and I don't mean a cheap vacation either. She plans it really well. So I think she paid for vacation for Christmas already. I think that's what I saw in the last time we spoke. Anyway, wonderful people. Here with me. This thing isn't working today. I want to say goodbye. Here. Lean and Kimberly, Nancy and Lisa, Kathleen and Loretta and Deborah. Thank you, all of you, for hanging. It's been a great day, and it's Thursday. So what are you going to do with the rest of your day? Do something you haven't done that you would love to do. I wonder what that would be. Can you ask yourself? So take a minute, sit for a minute,